equalise for them. The first chance to do some damage here. It's left by Alvarado. That was a shot on goal there, but either way it went into the wall.
Yeah, usually expect the ball just to be kind of fizzed into that space between the goalkeeper and the defensive line, but that was an attempt on target, trying to catch out Ronwen Williams.
Yeah.
Jimenez. Whose picture you see just about every turn you make in the city here. He is idolised. Reyes.
Kitu already. Hey.
Maybe one of these saves.
Check me nani, Jimenez.
Inside the only 5 minutes of play.
Yeah, it all starts with Jimenez, the link play, getting the ball out wide, fullback on the overlap. They get a decent cross into the box, and Jimenez does the right thing. He gets himself into a goal-scoring position. Decent strike, excellent save.
First test for Ronwen Williams, and he stood up to it. Gets Hansen as well. Header into the air, but not clear. Chance now to get it away. Paul Madiba. This is where they can maybe hurt Mexico, South Africa. Sweet Reyes.
Hi, cheki bro venye wase wanacheza.
Ball slipped forward, but through it goes to Raul Rangel. His place certainly wasn't certain inside the Mexico team. Guillermo Ochoa, his 6th World Cup, could have played in a 4th, but Rangel gets the shirt instead.
It's brilliant work from Jimenez, the link play, then getting himself into the penalty area to be on the end of the cross. He'll be disappointed he's not scored there, but a threat, clear threat there from South Africa on the counter-attack. That's their game plan. Play with 5 at the back, sit deep. That's why they're playing Reyes and Foster to then get on the pitch when possible.
An attempt on target, trying to catch
out Ronwen Williams.
Tole. To Lyle Foster. Reyes. Number of new laws passed just in time for the start of the tournament here. Time taken on throw-ins is one of those. The referee can give you a countdown of 5 seconds if he thinks you're taking too long. Go past that, and it goes to the opposite side.
Yeah, it's all designed just to speed the game up, keep the ball in play for much more.
It's the 9th consecutive World Cup for Mexico since missing the 1990 edition. A run of 7 straight round of 16 exits. Went out in the group in 2022, 4 years ago. For the first time since 1978, looking to really make amends here. All 3 of their group games here in their homelands, 2 of them here in this stadium. It has been given here by referee Wilton Sampaio.
I'm not surprised by the strong start we've seen from the host nation. There's several factors really in Mexico's favour going into the game there. 45 places higher in FIFA's rankings. They're vastly more experienced in terms of their squad, and their recent form is very good as well. They've won 6 of the last 8 games. So South Africa, they're up against it to get a positive result here.
Banana.
Truly put on there. Jimenez.
Nataka tu.
Host nation ni nini pale?
Huyu kameramani amelala ndio atuonyeshe ubadi za Latinos.
Forward by Ocon. Montes. Reyes. Copa America side have been able to return to this stadium in the last couple of months after renovations were complete after a 2-year closure. The stadium is starting to show its age, has been modified and upgraded. Really now can be considered as one of the world's best again. Capacity of around 83,000.
Nasiachilie South Africa hii.
Goes to Williams. Experienced goalkeeper at the age of 34.
Iko.
Will Mexico maybe with an opening here?
Kitu! Hey bro. Huyu hata akai. Buda. Sikia tu.
Maracha,
And this place is shaking.
bro, kuna buzz baby. Mbona ngwe mtu wa host country? Mnasko mtu wa kwanza bro.
Buda. Na mimi naonanga ese wakionyesha
Ati bafana ama hapana.
Hakuna.
In Mexico City.
Hata ni yao, ni mistake yao hadi naona.
Radane.
But you see actually where the goal comes from. They're in possession, South Africa. They're trying to play their way out from the back. It's a poor ball from Roman Williams. It's picked off by a brilliant press from the Mexicans. You know, Lira stepping in, being aggressive, getting Mexico back on the ball. And Quiñones, he does the right thing, really. He just puts his laces through the ball, just goes for pure power, gets a bit of lucky through the keeper's legs, but a dream start for Mexico.
A timely goal for Quiñones as well. Hasn't scored in his last 17 caps before today. Both of his international goals came in his first 5 appearances. Now he's on the score sheet again. The advantage played here by the referee. South Africa then give it away. Jimenez. Free blows. It's South Africa's ball, but everyone inside this stadium absolutely jubilant as the ball hit the net there.
That's the only goal that Mexico were craving, but how it came about. Hugo Broz, the South African coach, was so disappointed. You know, you're playing with 3 centre halves, you're spreading them across the pitch, you're trying to play out from the back, you can't give the ball away that cheaply.
Well, it was always likely to be tough for South Africa here today. Mexico haven't lost here in Mexico since a 1-0 friendly defeat against Chile back in October 2018. They haven't lost a competitive match since they were beaten by Honduras here in this stadium in 2013. They've only ever had one other competitive defeat here, which was in 2001. Hugo Broz is the South Africa coach. He's been in charge since 2021 now, had a previous spell in international football with Cameroon, but he will be retiring after this World Cup. He's going to be the longest serving head coach of South Africa, though, as he goes past Clive Barker, who was in charge in the 1990s.
Yeah, be so disappointed, the man of the goal that they've conceded. You can pick your personnel, you've got your formation, but you can't legislate for players just making basic errors. A poor pass into midfield, the midfielder's not ready to receive the ball, and you give a goal away, and I think you've got to...
Naonanga South Africa wanakuanga na timu nyingine noma.
Clear your heads, make sure you don't go 2-0 down quickly.
Nashangaa.
Quiñones scoring after 9 minutes. It's the earliest first goal of a World Cup tournament that has been scored since 2006, when Germany's Philipp Lahm netted against Costa Rica just 6 minutes into the tournament. Far from done at 1. Jimenez busting a gut to get there and has forced another corner.
He started the game really strongly, Raul Jimenez, chasing at a lost cause there, keeping it alive, leading his team a set piece, hard work off the ball.
South Africa pulling everyone back to defend, and Mexico pushing just about everyone forward here. Furthest back of the outfielders is Eric Lima, who is almost halfway inside the South Africa half. Chance with a header. Was in there to a great area as well. Grabbed by the goalkeeper.
Yeah, the worry for South Africa there, the amount of time and space that Mexico's main goal scorer, Raul Jimenez, has, just mistimes his jump.
Gianni Infantino, the FIFA president, of course, here at the opening game. tournament expansion that he has really been behind. It's given opportunities to countries who've never been to world football's top table before to make their debuts here. Canada, Mexico and the United States as well.
Alafu South Africa make it
Tole.
So far, Mexico dominating the ball over 60% possession, but having the ball is one thing. Sticking the ball in the back of the net is what you need. So they'll be so pleased again. They stepped onto South Africa, pitched the ball back and scored. But when you're dominating the ball, it's about making chances, scoring goals. And Mexico have got the opener.
Going to be kept in play there. Uliso Budial, one of those Mamelodi Sundown players who had a great end to the season, winning the CAF Champions League.
It's not an easy role for Budial and Modiba, the two wing backs for South Africa. They're going to have to do a lot of defending against dangerous wide players for Mexico. But also, in this system, you've got to try and get up the pitch and be an attacking wing back as well. So you have to cover an awful lot of ground in those positions.
The referee just gave himself a little bit of thinking time there and does eventually blow for the free kick to the home side. Well, Hugo Bruce was speaking at his press conference here at the stadium yesterday and actually said that, you know, the 80,000 odd Mexicans who are in the stadium today don't play, they just sing and shout. I think his side are only natural if they feel that heat and that pressure, aren't they?
It's a great view of that opening goal. As I say, with Quiñones, he doesn't really back himself to make it past the ball into one of the corners. He just, smashes the ball, goes for pure power, gets a bit of luck in the keeper's legs, but the opportunity came around because of the press and that poor forward pass from the goalkeeper. Gutierrez does have a bit of a floating role in this side. It's given away the free kick. Maybe look at the Mexican central midfield. Eric Lira will sit deep, he'll protect. He'll be defensive insurance, but Gutierrez, Fidalgo, they're both encouraged to step forward into a variety of attacking positions, and they're hard to pick up if you don't track their runs.
Gutierrez is an interesting player, actually. He was born in Illinois in the United States, but to a Mexican mum and dad, he is one of estimated 40 million people in the United States of Mexican ancestry. The Football Federation here are keen to tap into that market to expand their talent pool. By Mokoena. Mokoena. Sitole. Mukazi. Space here. Just not very far. Free kick. Referee reached in for his pocket for the first time in the first yellow card.
Yeah, that South African central midfield is very aggressive. In Mokoena, Sitole, Adams as well. They're going to put themselves about. They're going to go flying into challenges, but you have to get them right. If you don't get anywhere near the ball, you've got a problem.
Yellow card for Teboho Mokoena.
It's a pretty obvious one. He's lunging in there. He's nowhere near the ball. Fidalgo has just pitched it away from him.
Need to keep him on there though, South Africa. He really is the beating heart of their midfield. Such an important player for them. They're starting to get a grip in this game now after a bit of a shaky start, which is only to be expected.
Yeah, ideally they want to be enjoying some possession with a scoreline blank. Conceding that goal. They can't go crazy, go flying forward, but to get an early equaliser, just work your way into the game. They're starting to do that.
Williams. Right, Ocon. Mokoena trying to force it. Here it goes to Rangel.
I was expecting Mudial, the wing-back, to make a run beyond that Mexican defensive line. It didn't happen.
Whereas Vasco Javier Aguirre, due to his Basque roots in Spain.
4-2 merchant early in his career. He's been a more progressive 4-3-3 man as the years have gone on. Used to be criticised for it. That's got Mexico to their round of 16 twice in the World Cup.
Huyu msee anakaa Kai Havertz.
Sure will be
Lakini
expected to push them at least one stage further this time around. Yeah, it's looking at Mexico in possession down their left-hand side. Quiñones, who scored that opening goal, he just drifted infield. Gallardo, the left-back, is encouraged to step forward to provide the width. The shape of the Mexican team slightly changes. Lira's there to help out defensive if they lose the ball, but the left-back Gallardo is set high up the pitch. Quiñones drifting infield, and that's where he picks up the ball to score from. Alvarado. Lira. Alvarado, a great outlet for Mexico down this side. To Alvarado. Reyes. Quiñones, the goal scorer, he's going to go for goal again. He clips the top of the net.
Don't worry.
Wide on that left-hand side, drifting into a central area. Giving defenders a problem.
Kidogo tu.
I'm surprised he takes the shot on. It's a bit of a wild swipe at the ball. I think Williams knows it's going wide, but when you've scored one, even though you're a long way from goal, why not have a pop? He's had a goal-filled season, Julian Quiñones, the top scorer in Saudi Arabia. 33 goals, just 31 games, 4 hat-tricks, 7 goals in his last 5 games of the season.
Hata kuona venye hiyo half time show ataiweka jifuta. Tumezoea kuona match.
The free kick.
Alafu pale hivyo YouTube zamani watu interact na
Bit of a push there.
It's the first game of the World Cup. Now, scoreline kwenye wana watch 1-0 Mexico.
Xenophobia.
Host tunasema ni Africa versus South Africa. Hiyo game ni Mexico. Nice.
South Africa wanafundishwa adabu.
South Africa don't have too much World Cup history to look back on. Their first ever World Cup was at France 1998. They went out to the group stage. The same at Korea, Japan in 2002.
Ndio naona hawa sio wakipata game yao wataweza.
It's also the group for them when they hosted in 2010. They defeated France by 2-1. Of course, that iconic goal against Mexico in the opener from Shabalala, which really captured the imagination of everyone watching across the globe. Mudio actually initially gave the ball away, then tries to redeem himself by chasing back, sliding in on Montez, but he's nowhere near the ball. Major problem for South Africa when you look at their World Cup history. When they've conceded the first goal in a World Cup game, they have never won. They've lost 60% of their games, so this is going to be a tough game to claw back for them.
Hey jamani, hii night itaki to watch games jamani.
Quiñones, who really has the fire in his belly for this one.
Siki wenye wao sana.
Alvarado always waiting. His delivery is towards Jimenez. A great example there of how the Mexican front three actually play. Alvarado provides genuine width down the right. Quiñones, as I've mentioned, will drift infield at times. Partner Jimenez as a front two. Legends in the house. Roberto Baggio, Cafu, and Roberto Carlos there as well.
Oh, Roberto Carlos.
As good as his. I don't think so, no. I shouldn't even have to think about it. No, it clearly wasn't. Right answer. Long, straight, direct ball. Oh, and Rangel not convincing and now finds himself out of goal.
Aye.
Good block there. Gallardo managed to get his body in the way. I'm not sure why the Mexican keeper isn't just catching that. It looked pretty straightforward. Second wave. Buena goes down, stays down. Free kick given by the assistant over on the far side, Bruno Bosquilla.
Ukiangalia haraka tu hivi. Na ni haraka
Again, it's one of those challenges where a player decides very early to try and get to the ball and then doesn't, just slightly mistimes it. See what he does, he steps across his man, he catches Mokoena, who eventually goes down. There's the goalkeeper again, Rangel. I'm not sure what he's doing. There seems to be the crossfield ball. Should be moving his feet and getting there comfortably.
Some piece opportunity here for South Africa. Actually, one of their last 5 games, albeit some friendlies as well, since winning against Zimbabwe in the Group of Nations group stage back at the end of December. It's the round of 16 of that tournament, beaten by Cameroon, who's his former side. South Africa yet to have an attempt on goal in the game. This might be their route.
Mbona na feel kama hawafanyi kitu like wako na zetu.
Chased back high by Bukazi. Quinones.
Such a poor set piece there from South Africa. From open play, they're struggling to lay a glove really on Mexico from set plays. Got to make them count. Really poor delivery. It's easy to defend.
And with that, as we reach.
So for the first time at the World Cup, teams head to the touchline for a hydration break. You won't miss a thing. It's 3 minutes long, this break. We'll be back.
Buda, dakika 3. Ai.
A safer Ontario means playgrounds with no drug injection sites nearby. It means fewer cars being stolen thanks to more police officers and prosecutors.
Mimi hata wananishangaza sasa. So na ni kila game itakuwa na kama sasa tuko dakika ya 20.
New jails so criminals stay behind bars. Public spaces without encampments. And bail reform that protects our neighborhoods. We're making every corner of Ontario safer to make all of Ontario safer. That's how we protect Ontario.
So far, kutoka hii game ianze. Take yako ni gani mzee?
Take yangu ni Mexico. Wanajaribu sana. Bafana niko na hopes. Niko na hopes wanaweza equalize. Game at least itakuwa na uzito.
Mimi feel kwenye hii game inachezwa, score inatoka kutoka 3-1 man. At the end of this game.
Aye. Score 3-1.
Cuz mimi feel like SA wana struggle sana ku break your defense enemy man.
Shida yao kubwa ni sijui ni kama wajiamini ama ni nini.
Lakini hydration break my guy.
Na sasa hivi
has to be the most. So ni kama tuko na half time katikati ya the first half.
Na sasa hiyo like it makes sense.
Hata kidogo. So
now say
this is gonna play manze.
Unadhani watatengeneza ndio inatushana aje?
Hakuna man.
Watatengeneza ndio nyingine mingi sana.
Nataka tupitie stats.
Dakika ya 28 bro.
Nataka tupitie stats teke hapa. So far, shots on target. Mexico ni 2. Na unaona washa convert moja already. Nojue 2 blocked shots already. So inamaanisha offensively wako fiti sana as compared to USA. But end of furaha yetu. Mzee African spirit kidogo leo
ikubali kabisa wase wametuangusha sana. Wako na issues kwao lakini vitu zingine bana tuliacha kitambo. Mimi hata nashangaa kama sasa tuko dakika 26 ndio inaenda.
Lakini nafeel hii kitu inafanya wini na Bowman. What do you mean unafanya break? Sasa like wanapatana na manager
wanapewa tactics hata zizani zitasaidia bro. Hata ukunywe maji aje wembe ni ule like it makes sense.
Tumerudi sana.
Hizo ni dakika ngapi?
This has to be the most boring thing nimeona bro.
Ati mnaacha opponents wapumzike wakati mko na one bro.
I remember
set to restart with Mexico's goal kick here. Another part of the game that ball makers and IFAB are keen to speed up. The game really does slow things down, especially in the modern day with teams looking to play out, but time limits have been put on goalkeepers in the last couple of years, whether the ball is at their feet or in their hands. To Williams. Bernard Foster, but hasn't really had too much to get involved in the game so far. Jimenez. Quiñones.
So, eso amekuwa xenophobic sana. So wakiluzi.
Bro, sherehe mtiangu. Unaenda kuparade,
Recess and start again.
Yeah, the possession of the two teams are starting to level out, but South Africa struggling to create any decent opportunities, playing a lot of attacking football across the face of that Mexican defence. Needs to be a bit sharper, be a bit more inventive.
At this point, support to their Congo, bro. Alafu nicheki, as in, US ni really fun country kwa sababu unaona ni dunia ile fulani sana.
6% of possession in contest so far. Probably dominating things. Another chance on goal there.
Once again, it's Gallardo providing the width. Quiñones drifting infield to pick up the ball. They're looking to get the onrushing attacking midfielder on the ball in that South African box. Hidalgo.
Seville in Spain for Real Betis. Great outlet so far. Reyes in. That's it by Williams.
I just think he plays the ball in a little bit too early there, Reyes. Trying to pick out his centre forward, but it's a poor cross. It's played too early because Jimenez wasn't really ready for it.
To Williams. Getting too much joy. Reyes. Historic day inside this stadium tomorrow, a historic day actually as well, because it's exactly 60 years since Mexico's first game here, which was a 1-0 defeat to the club side in Tottenham Hotspur. Scotland international Alan Gilzean got the goal. America played the first game here against Torino of Italy just 14 days later. It's a stadium that has had so many famous moments here over the years, particularly involving the likes of Pelé and Maradona as well. Forget the iconic goal from Carlos Alberto. A real team move that was.
That's what I was mentioning about this South African attack. They've possession, but it's all across the face of that Mexican defence, and it's not really going anywhere.
Bernard Foster has only had 6 touches in the game so far.
The Rangers as well is really struggling to quality possession. So it's all well and good, keeping the ball in these types of areas, but you're playing in the front two. Can you give them decent services? So far it hasn't happened.
Hatuwezi make up the World Cup. So
Might make something of this.
inakuwa mess numbers.
Has managed to
Na vile hawa
sign
sini
their
kama
first
hao.
So the guys
goal
that
of the game, or he would have done.
man.
In flag not got up.
That's exactly what he needs to do, make those excellent forward runs in behind the Mexican defence. Just gone slightly too early, he is offside. When you have comfortable possession, you need your wing-backs like Madiba, willing to make runs like that.
Madiba. Mse anakaa
Lakini ball yao.
Ozi. Unaona mse anakaa Ozi.
Hell. Free kick here for the home side, as we can call them. Has actually been managing an injury in recent times, but has established himself as the first choice goalkeeper in 2026. First competitive cap for him today. Previous 14 in friendly games. A throw. Locals too happy about that.
Yeah, Mexico defensively there, just slightly laboured in possession. Giving the ball away through the throw-in far too easily. It's up the tempo again.
Forward, Foster trying to make his own room. Touch at the end of it all.
Promising position, just a lack of attacking quality again. They need to get 2 or 3 passes right. Cause Mexico some problems.
Legendary players, legendary referees, Pierluigi Collina is here alongside Marco Materazzi. Puyol sat in front as well. Sprint here for Alvarado on the right. Reyes has gone past him as always.
That's Garriga in the danger of him. Mbakazi has to step away from his centre-half position to make that challenge.
Committed as well from the central defender. He's north of us for Chicago Fire in MLS.
Yeah, if you go into a challenge like that, you have to make absolutely sure you win the ball, and he did.
Gutierrez turn for Fidalgo. Quiñones. Gallardo across. Williams involved to hold on.
There's that combination again. Quiñones in field using the overlapping fullback as the width. This comes off the goalkeeper. And South Africa have a big problem, but that overlapping run from the fullback is excellent. Just the ball in. It's so easy for the goalkeeper to pick off.
Albeit their sample size of 9 and a bit games is a little small, but it is the first time that South Africa have failed to record an attempt on goal in the first 30 minutes of a World Cup match. But they know that at some stage in this game their time will come. They are going to have to be clinical.
Checky, 6 attempts at goal, bro.
Still goal, just 1 of 2 attempts on target so far.
Save, bro.
Yeah, with the other one, I think Raul Jimenez will be disappointed he's not made it 2.
Mira. Eyes of the world on this game, on this stadium, on this city at the moment. $130 million people live in Mexico overall, though, the 10th biggest country by population worldwide.
So the last time,
in a part of this city, the outer suburbs, 24 million people can be counted as Mexico City residents. It is a huge, sprawling part of the world. Buildings and houses and roads everywhere you look. Traffic could be intense. They wouldn't have it any other way. Towards Foster. That is the first chance for South Africa. That comes and goes in a flash.
Yeah, and your reaction tells you how good an opportunity it was. He gets in between defenders who are watching the ball, not watching the danger man. It's in between the centre halves, and there's a bit of pace on the ball. He's looking to redirect it. Slightly mistimes it. It's the earlier opportunity. Too close to the goalkeeper. Promising position. But maybe he's got to lift that ball, take the goalkeeper out of the equation.
He's just switching here though at the moment. Mexico not getting.
South Africa wanacheza nini gani? Formation gani?
Bro, wanacheza na formation ya defense line kuna mkutano.
Juni kama wamegawanisha. Wameka hii side kuwe
forward as much as they were some 15 or 20 minutes ago.
I think the tempo of the game has certainly dropped. There's a bit of a lull from both sides.
Hill has it.
Zuko na get, but wanacheza na hiyo formation na bado mna penetrate ni crazy.
Alvarado.
Kuna stories za touch mingi. These are goal to pass.
Reyes. Swinger sends it to Gallardo on the other side. The most capped Mexican players, 123 caps, including today. Just Cuadrado, top of the count for Mexico though is 180 caps. Will take some surpassing.
It looks like being just a word from the referee to Sithole. He's lucky because he goes flying into Lira here. He's looking to play the ball around the corner, does play the ball, and then gets caught. Such an important player for the functioning of this Mexican side. Just sits deep in central midfield, keeps them ticking over. And there's his forward pass. And Sithole goes clattering into him. He's lucky not to be booked for that.
Just over 8 minutes to go until half-time. It's an increasingly feisty encounter. Alvarado.
Once again, it's Mbakazi with an aggressive challenge, a fair challenge. Gets to the ball first.
Montes to Johan Vasquez. Mexico side who plays in northern Italy with Genoa. Choose them as well. He's a leader wherever he goes. Jimenez. Hidalgo.
South Africa si basi itakuwa na 20% possession first half.
Hizo stats man.
Gallardo. It's nicely worked. Here's Gutierrez. Jimenez pointing for it. Doesn't get it though. Hello, my friend. Check. Alvarado. Reyes. Lira hoisting it high. Real gets it only so far.
Wow!
Bro, something you know, to be as well for South Africa.
Like such an intelligent ball, and it's the movement though of Jimenez that causes the problems. Question mark about whether it would have been offside, but this defender's watching the ball, he's on the move. That is a recipe for disaster. I think a firm contact on that ball, and it's in the back of the net.
He's had an interesting few days. Raul Jimenez rejoined his old club, Wolverhampton Wanderers of England, who were relegated from the Premier League at the end of the season just gone. They'll be playing second-tier football. Woke up today to find out the coach had been sacked. In by Alvarado. Six. Oh, it's off the post. And Quiñones so close to a second.
Somebody Mexico bursts to life. You see the finish here. Quiñones, he tries to pass the ball into the bottom corner. He's so unlucky.
Bro.
You see with his goal, he just went for pure power on this occasion. He tries to pass the ball into the bottom corner. He's so unlucky. But when they just can't step the tempo up, they get 3 or 4 quality passes, fast passes in. They're causing South Africa real problems.
Nashangaa wewe ni defender, si ndio? Unaona mna struggle kwa bro, chapa ball kia ball alafu
Bokasi
niende goal.
eti na unasema mzee unadai kudribble.
Hata sielewi kwenye media yao iko. Sasa hapo
intercept for Mexico.
On target.
3 shots on target.
Opening up as well, Fidalgo. Jimenez, only man forward. Mokoena. Forward into Raiders. Range of handball. The referee says no, but it will be a corner here to South Africa. I'm sure that will please them.
I think Rudy Al will probably take that. It wasn't the greatest cross, it was easily blocked. Again, promising position, lack of attacking quality, but at least they've got a set piece for him.
Edging closer and closer to the break.
That's where Madiba, with his left foot, just needs to really concentrate. Quality delivery, keep it away from the goalkeeper. The big lads are up from the back, the centre-halves are in there, give them something to attack.
To Madiba, who's nicknamed as the postman because he always delivers. I mean, delivered there, but repelled by Mexico. And a speculative effort from way out there by Mbakazi that was unlikely to cause any drama.
Well, it's impressive because he actually hits the target because he's a long, long way out. It's a brilliant stride, but, you know, Rangel has read that and it travels such a long way, it should be a comfortable save.
So jioni hii imepigwa imeenda 3 minutes. So hapo wataongeza Just then wanaweza ongeza kwa sababu ni kama walikuwa
keeps things ticking in midfield as always. Vasquez. Quiñones has the pace to get behind. Committed is the goalkeeper there, Williams. He got it absolutely right. Nearly pause there for Raiders as we move into 4 additional minutes at the end of the first half.
A great example there that goalkeeping isn't just about catching crosses, making saves, it's reading the danger and getting across to clear your lines.
Unaona hii game ikiendelea. Tuna approach half time, scoreline 1-0 Mexico.
Well, obvious to say in terms of Mexico, but they got 2 flying wide men in Quiñones and Alvarado, who are always willing to dart, and a man who's got so much experience in Jimenez in the middle. And Gutierrez always in support as well.
Yeah, there was Those players at times are on the move as well, so you suddenly get Gallardo going forward from left back, Quiñones in field. It causes a lot of defensive problems because you're never really sure where those Mexican attackers are going to be. Jimenez. Gallardo urged to shoot, deflected. No, not caught first time by Williams. He was under no pressure as he grabbed it after that. It's just 1-0 at half-time. I think Hugo Broos, the South African coach, will be relatively pleased after conceding, a poor goal really early. They're still in the game. For Javier Aguirre, I think he'll be asking more from his players, just to step the tempo up, the quality up, get that all-important second goal. Spell on the ball at the end of this first half for South Africa. Modiba. Foster and Reyners getting into the middle now. Modiba. Alvarado trying to stop him. The referee says the last touch was off Modiba. The goal kick is given. Well, not once but twice. Two brilliant pieces of defensive work from Alvarado. He just mentioned there about his attacking intent. He can play wide, he get high up the pitch, get crosses in, but he's willing to work for the team, track the wing back all the way back in and turn into a defender. Well, quite a chirpy man, Javier Aguirre, but not too happy at the moment. The official having to tell him to calm down. So he trying a bit of back and forth with the journalists at his press conference yesterday. A very strict policy ahead of the World Cup, so no one will be caught up unless they're not only 100% fit, but match fit on top of that as well. Oh, it's a lovely reverse, and a real chance for strangely poked there by Gutierrez. Agonisingly wide for the vast majority inside this stadium. It just doesn't make clean contacts on the strike, but Quiñones again drifting in field, he scored one. Looks like he's created one here. He plays an intelligent forward ball to the onrushing midfielder Gutierrez. You can see what he's trying to do. Just doesn't wrap his instep around the ball and scuffs it. Good chance. Doesn't have too much international experience, Gutierrez. Only his 8th cap today. Be a nice moment for he, Alvarado and Rangel, all Guadalajara players, or Chivas as they're more commonly known. That's where they play their second game. A week from today against Korea Republic. You can see why Aguirre is probably frustrated. Creating good opportunities and not taking them. And that is time for the first half. In 2022, Mexico didn't lead in any of their games in the break, but they do here. The first goal for 2 years for Julian Quiñones, only his 3rd for Mexico. His last came against Brazil, and he scored against a team donning similar colours here at Mexico City Stadium. A big 45 minutes to go, and South Africa have started to flex their muscles, but not enough just yet. At the break here in the FIFA World Cup 2026, it's Mexico 1, South Africa 0.
Very interesting to see anyways, breaks new. Something to drink is younger than Yazi.
After 20 years of supporting the game, we're actually going to play in one.
Kumbusha watu pale on YouTube kwa comment section or interact na sisi.
Buda wapige.
Make sure you share that video. So the first game of the World Cup, apparently it's called in a hydration break one. So
hata sisi tunataka tu hydrate kiasi
kama hydrate pia. people again. Half time. Let's come saizi ndo wanafika. Naona wanatafuta manches hapa. But sasa the main talking point ni eti Mexico. First goal. Mzee.
Alafu wana dominate bado.
Mexico is one of the first nations. So tunaona wale huyo Julian akiscore. Bro. Najua kule Mexico ni dance tu mzee.
Huko kwanza huko Mexico. Kenya tu inanibona Mexico. Ninge support
kama Rachi ama nitango nini? Ile wanavaa ile stuff fulani ya cowboy hivi.
Mimi najua salsa ni yao.
Salsa sidhani gani yao but anyways mzee, so tuko Aztec Stadium
huko bro. Hata wewe sema ni Mexico. Mimi Mexico yenyewe nimeona kwa TV.
Watch Breaking Bad
bro, si una checking hiyo fulani.
Unaona tu sinaloa.
Uone hiyo.
Anyways mzee, so Bafana. Oi
bro. Hawachezi anything.
Nakwambia ni hapana juu.
Hapa hakuna kitu.
Manze.
Hawachezi anything.
Let's come.
Yes.
Karibia. Ona hiyo sele bro. Amazing stuff.
Hata nilikuwa nikuonyesha stuff fulani iko hapa.
That is what we love to see, man.
Nakwambia Mexico leo wafunze vijana adabu.
No, nasema. So tunasema ni the whole of Africa against South Africa. Again, mkumbuke interact na sisi hapo hivyo kwa comment section. Also, so that you don't miss anything, make sure you hit the notification bell. Also hit that subscribe button.
Share bana. Share na marafiki wa come to. Though hiyo break unaona aje?
Mimi si feel your hydration break, man.
Ni kama mnacheza PE.
So hydration break itakuwa on the 67th minute and the 27th minute. 5 man. So that, and on top of that kutakuwa na half time show kwa final Nigeria. Nasikia Madonna bro. Usijiko umechikia lineup ya watu wenye watakuwa na perform. Literally no African artist.
Mimi hata like ainibambi.
Mimi na feel like inamaliza credibility ya FIFA kwa sababu as in bro,
najua ni lazima mtengeneze do.
Bro, World Cup is the biggest event we have. Bro, kama mimi na feel hii hydration break, man.
Hata mimi sioni ikisaidia. Hata maybe half time nini show.
Kuna venye wana kill hati half time show ni fiti bro.
Iko fiti kama hatutaonyeshwa wale kwa. Hawa kiwanja wenyewe kwa nini game waonyeshwe.
Yaani nini capitalist sana man.
FIFA man.
It's a very capitalistic society, so
like niko sure wanaenda kutengeneza pesa nyingine mingi. Kwanza hii game ya kwanza.
But still, anyways, Mexico manze, let's give them the flowers. 1-1. Yeah, and I think they have more to deliver. Umeona before to the break, wamepata chance nyingine hapo. I'm even shocked that Sawaza convert.
So Jimenez. Jimenez.
Tuone venye ikitoka.
Umsema umsesi wa Fulham.
Ni wa Wolves.
Naona ni kama ni wa Fulham walai.
Na kwa bro akicheza hivi,
umsi alitoka Wolves akaenda Fulham.
Amekuwa Fulham.
Sasa amekuwa Fulham. Nimeona nimemcheki Fulham. Unaona venye basi hapana umsi anacheza.
It's not that time alikuwa loan Fulham maybe.
Labda useme loan.
Anyways, people, we are back. Let's come karibia upate. So unasikia story. Kuna hydration break katikati ya game.
Ndio nasikia hapa masema.
Sijui una feel aje hiyo kitu. Wanapata 3 minutes.
Wanaover
break.
Wanaoverdo.
Sio?
3 minutes ni mingi.
Hata inahitajika nini man? Koko na war. Okay.
Like imagine umefunga like dakika hiyo ya 27 ama 28 ama hiyo ya 67 umefunga.
Mimi swali yangu pekee nini? Ngine hydration break ya 3 minutes. Like unaongea na kocha ama kunaenda aje sasa juu?
Lazima kocha aingie hapo aambie 1 2 3. Hivyo ni kama half time.
Half time kwa
first half.
Hiyo tunaweza ita quarter time. Juu sasa
nitakura. Anyways, watu wametoka kwenda makoko na wora nini so be back man.
Bro, inaweza ona watu wote Spanish wanakuanga na kuna venye tu wanaenda kufanana hivi.
Ni Latina community.
Buda, nimeangalia mzee hapa hivi. Ninaona Zubimendi.
All look the same man. Yeah.
Vasquez. Naishi Kenya ingia qualify man.
Mazesi ndio. Anyways, we are back baby so tucheze hiki kitu.
Some people cement themselves
Unaonaje?
Watu wana game.
Wako nje bro.
Hata formation yenyewe bro ipatikane.
Mtu anacheza na formation ya 5-3-2 na
legendary status in stadiums around the world. That man there who had been a legendary fan here for Club America over the years has his own statue in the stadium. He's been immortalised. So South Africa have work to do, but look like they're setting about things with plenty of pace here. Andy Hinchcliffe still watching alongside me. Andy, what are you expecting from this second half after what we saw in the first?
Well, South Africa presumably you're going to have to take a few more chances. Again, they have to be defensively strong. They can't afford to concede that second goal. They maybe should have done that in the first half. Mexico guilty, missing some good chances.
Risk taken there.
Aye. Bro.
Still maybe hard.
Mimi nashangaa.
Jamaa.
Dakika ya kwanza hata haijaisha.
Kiduda.
Well, South Africa just not learning the lessons of the first half. The goal they gave away. It's incredibly poor. It's actually played to a Mexican player. Again, it's impressive from Mexico. The press, they're high up the pitch. They're there to pick the ball off, but playing out for the back, South Africa look really suspect. But Fidalgo picks this ball up.
Bro, hebu imagine edits when
The Mexican fans would have expected to be 2-0 and pretty much game over.
Neat perspective there through the referee cam.
Bafana at least hata atingisema
All covered here.
This is the farthest one to go.
Ignorance.
hawakai more than like hata
Possession
minutes.
honor space yote
Fidalgo.
So kama through pass kama hii kiweze ingiana man. Hivyo. Kasongo taki watch game.
So it remains at 1. South Africa are still very much in this. 2 and things start to get problematic.
Ziko anawa hapa.
So frustrating for the Mexican coach Aguirre. This side really should be out of sight. Chances in the first half with Gutierrez. It's at the post. Menez had another decent opportunity as well. So this game could be 3 or 4. No way back for South Africa.
Check wanacheza 5-3-2.
Sini look show. Na bado mnafunguliwa hivyo man. There's no way you guys can be spread like that man.
Bro, hiyo ni nini?
Ignorance.
Wa?
Jimenez.
Ameachwa kidogo.
I thought he might play the reverse and slip through his teammate Gutierrez, who was advancing, but he went for the spectacular himself.
That's what he called ambitious. I think it's the fact he's scored a goal in the game that he takes this on. He's nowhere near scoring. That is slightly selfish.
Plenty of fans still making their way back to their seats here.
Ayabuona.
He missed something
Ona
special.
wacheza aje. Ona fikisha manini.
Bro, wakiwana possession man. Alafu anashindwa kuhold ball.
Ndio naona.
Bro, I feel
Alafu pia utaona Mexico wana press.
Williams, the South Africa skipper.
Ona
kitu tunasema. Ona venye wana press, alafu compare press yao na yasi.
Foster.
Shot it. Hebu ona.
You already ingekuwa offside lakini.
Every challenge, the referee saw it as a foul, but plays the advantage. Nearly takes it through there to Reyners.
Alafu hakuna story na kukaa.
Hidalgo.
Unaona touch moja kama boli msema. Two touch kwa imeenda.
The ball from
Gutierrez.
1-1.
Penalty.
The
Penalty.
referee has a look, it's a free kick.
Free kick.
And the punishment here is going
Drama.
Buddha.
Wow. When you go deny like a goal scoring opportunity, so
Jamaa.
coming.
Bro, hapa wasi watabui sasa. Like
nimekwambia.
guarantee sasa
Nimekwambia
hawatabui.
kupitia-
Huyo haitwa shi?
And Sitole
Sigole.
is heading for an early shower.
Mimi naenda nifanya hivyo.
Spelo. Spelo.
See the wall.
Put into a horrible defensive position by some quite brilliant Mexican attacking. Jimenez dropping deep, linking the play, and then the ball is played for the on-rushing attacking midfielder, Gutierrez. He's really clever, Gutierrez. His touch takes him across the defender. That touch there means that any contact from Sitole and it's big trouble. But the way they got Gutierrez in behind the South African backline is outstanding. It's the plan, and it puts Sitole in a horrible position.
The fact that
But he just can't deal with it.
Sent off for the denial of a goal-scoring opportunity. There will be no reprieve. Now, free kick in position of promise.
Hiyo hata wana
I mentioned
kabisa.
in the first half as well about Raul Jimenez, his link plays, unselfish work he does for the team. That a great example of it. It's not him running in behind that South African defensive line.
No, hebu ona penye wako, angalia penye wako.
And it's Gutierrez who's made the forward run. It's definitely a plan. That's why the midfield is set up to make that happen.
Mexico great, Raul Jimenez, but has been
Bafana
criticised
bafana
for
ni
his
juu
form at
defense yao ni ya
World Cup
mtano.
champions. Well, at the age of 35, heading towards the end of his professional career, chance to make his mark on the big stage.
Acha tuwaachie wa support.
Scored 16 goals, sorry, 12 goals in his last 20 caps. Actually, a third of his international goals have come from the penalty spot. This one 6 yards further back. Raul Jimenez into the wall. Gutierrez lashed wide by Gallardo.
It might seem a strange thing to say, but actually this free kick is too close to the target because you put in a giant defensive wall, and all Jimenez is looking to do is just kind of smash the ball through it and past it. It's very difficult to get the ball up and down over a big wall from that type of range, so that's why he goes for power, and that's why he doesn't score.
Nilikuwa nakwambia aje, imagine
Make sure you
umescore.
keep the conversation going up over the comment section. Tell us what you think of this country.
Imagine
Mexico
Offset looking to get the flick, but
imagine
beat
game
to
yenu
it.
si break zinaenda dakika
Hidalgo.
28 na 20 na
Stevenson
67.
ball
Imagine mmetoka
in
kuscore.
Mexico,
Hiyo timu nyingine
hails from
inafeel
the
aje.
northwest of Spain.
Wale
Played
wametoka
at a
kule.
youth level. Gutierrez.
Points for a corner. That's a brilliant recovery challenge from Mudiao. He had to get that right.
Huu ni boxer fulani huu. Naitango aje? Huu boxer anaitango aje? Nimesahau jina yake. Canelo ama something kama hiyo.
Arms across the chest to note something. Roberto Alvarado doesn't come off. South Africa This task a lot harder now, down to 10 men. It is their third red card at a World Cup. Alfred Vieri in 1998 and Tumalan Kune in 2010 as well. Some unwanted history there for Sitole.
Zamani.
3 years.
Hey. Yeah. Sorry, the Wi-Fi went down, man. So skinny net imeenda chini.
Live.
Mwingine mwendo umekuja na swali. Let's come.
To come back before they can build forward again.
We're back. Hey.
Rangel.
My jinx, bro.
Fingers crossed, man. Sorry to our viewers, we're experiencing technical issues kidogo.
Vasquez. Gallardo. One of the players that play in Mexico in the top division Liga MX. And all of the players from the league that were called up for the World Cup were released in the first week of May. So that group of players have had a long time to prepare for this.
Kila saa Mexico ndio wanataka pia.
Quiñones. Oh, it's a great teasing ball in, just too much on it in the end. And Alvarado runs away empty-handed.
Yeah, Madiba's a lucky boy here because he doesn't track the forward run of Alvarado. He's watching the ball, not tracking the forward run. A better delivery there, Alvarado is in.
Mexico have led since the 16th minute. It's over a third of this encounter to run.
Halafu mbona mko mnacheza mkiwa
Go direct. Did have a bit of a rocky run to get here to the finals actually. They did finish top of their qualification group, but they did technically lose 2 games. They were beaten away to Rwanda, then beat Lesotho at home by 2-0, but actually had that scoreline scrapped, and a 3-0 win was awarded to the opponents instead because they fielded an ineligible player, but still came top of their group. Jubilee that has fallen from its perch as well. They were ranked 16th in the world back in 1996, but down in 60th place at the moment. Make another change here as they withdraw Jaden Adams. Introduction for Temba Zwan, who comes on, another from Mamelodi Sundowns, 36 years old. nine-time South African League winner, 2 Champions Leagues as well with CAF. He's a key player with them, but it's very much a song.
Wala kama watakuwa offensively kama kuna kitu utafanya bro. Sijui una get unacheza na backline ya watu watano. Na bado unafunga.
Well, it's an attacking change bringing on Swan, but it's whether they can get him on the ball again when you're a man light. The opponents are comfortably stroking the ball around. It's very difficult to get these attacking substitutes involved.
By Gutierrez. Hidalgo turns it to Rangel.
I get the sense the Mexican fans not very happy with the way this game is going. They're 1-0 up, happy with that, but they've got the extra man and maybe they're not doing enough. Playing with enough tempo, need to speed it up, need to get that second goal to secure the win.
High boot there by Quinones.
I'm sure there was an awful lot of contact, but the boot was high. I think maybe that's what Quinones is saying, that, okay, my boot might have been high, but I didn't touch my opponent.
Looks like we are going to see Luis Chavez for Mexico. Javier Aguirre ready to make his first change in his 30th game in charge of this third spell now. The fifth ever meeting between these two nations, and the home side looking to win for the first time since the year 2000 when they played a friendly in Dallas. Interesting ball in there. Eyes towards the referee. Claims there might be a penalty there. Minus the Keelan.
It's the right kind of ball in. He maybe just slightly overhits it. I think it was. It was ever given as a penalty. There's maybe a bit of contact. He certainly wasn't kind of knocked off his feet by the defenders.
Bro, hebu cheki. Like mbona uweke kipa position kama hiyo? Sasa akiza rudishiwa kitu.
Williams.
Cheap by Montes.
I mentioned there about the Mexican fans not been happy with the way this game is going. Javier Aguirre looks as if he's going to make a double change here as well. He's not very happy with the tempo of his team and looking to sharpen things up.
Roberto Mora. Still will make their changes now. Another one of the new more alterations. They've only had one attempt on goal since half-time. That had an XG of 0.02. Just to illustrate it a bit more, is the probability out of 100 as to whether you're going to score or not. Face, not much chance. It's Vasquez.
Mexico wako na playmaker. Kuna mtu ana deliver huko mbele. Sijui nani anapeleka ball mbele hata uone.
Diminutive, but such a talented little player who can shimmy his way into all kinds of areas across the field and do damage from a slightly deeper front position. He's tactically smart in the words of his coach. Mexico change. Final. Quiñones, who got the scoring started, comes off, and Alexis Vega of Toluca comes on for his 53rd cap.
Quiñones had a really influential game, scored the opening goal of the competition, and the party started hitting the post as well. His attacking position is a very intelligent player.
Watu wanaweza win hii World Cup juu ya kufunga tu nini prima moja tu.
Chavez just keeps it in play.
Pulisic sasa si
Okoida.
Nilikuwa wasikatae lakini sasa wako kwa squad ni ile mmoja.
Mimi naona South Africa sasa hivi wacheze game yao tu. Tunaenda aje hapo.
Around us here, not happy at the sound of that whistle. Not that we can hear it up here. Presume he blew it. We just have to go off body language.
And once again in possession. South Africa through McQueen. There's no foul there. He's so lucky to get away with that. He just miscontrols it.
Bro, tricky. I was saying think wako na expect.
Ndio hii game yote imechezewa kwa hii hapa. Yes.
Hitmark iko. Wow.
Huge attendance here at Mexico City Stadium for the opening game of the World Cup. 80,824 here to see it. It's been described as a full house. That is max capacity. More than 83,000 with the seats taken up for operational reasons. Mexico with a player down. South Africa don't care. Attempt on goal for them. One that does much damage.
Yeah, there's a collision on the edge of the box. Referee clearly felt it was accidental. That opened the space up for Apollos to get the strike in.
Send it.
It looked at me as if Swans actually runs into Alvarado there. Looked like a foul.
It's like something I have never seen. Steepness of it, intensity that the fans can create. It's absolutely incredible. Commonly known as the Azteca, a tribute to the Aztec heritage of Mexico City. Has had numerous sponsored names over the years. That's the only Dallas stadium of 90. 4,000 as the bigger capacity at the finals overall. The actual record crowd was 119,000 when Mexico were beaten 2-0 by Brazil here back in 1968. Now then, three coming over here to check a possible red card.
Bro,
what's your take on it? It's that collision on the edge of the box. It did look suspect to me.
Oh, come on.
It's not necessarily the first coming together. I think there's a secondary one as well, and that's what VAR are rightly looking at.
Hand on the head of Alvarado. He backed in, but then was almost batted out of the way.
Yeah, I think that is the problem, that secondary movement from, I think it's Swan who actually catches him. Let's see what the referee makes of this.
Well, South Africa already down to 10. Really would make things tricky for them, not only in this game, but the tournament overall, if they were to lose another player to suspension. Referee seemingly made up his mind. Will announce his decision to the crowd.
Bro.
Red card.
Directly red card.
Hey, bro, 9 men.
This is turning into a miserable day for Bafana Bafana.
Well, Zwana was completely nonplussed, but once you release an arm or a hand into an opponent's face, you're in trouble.
And there it is, confirmation. The red card for Bafana. And a sad moment for him, the 36-year-old who's had such a troubled last 18 months through injury. He's managed to come back, get himself fit, but that might just be his tournament over already.
Yeah, I think he's frustrated with Alvarado, maybe just blocks him off and then he just reacts by, flicking out an arm, a hand, and that's why he's red carded.
Sprinting of South Africa fans inside the stadium, see their day go from bad to worse. Sithole is about to see a familiar face join him in the dressing room.
Well,
this really is easy street for Mexico, isn't it? Slight nudge, but no free kick this time.
I think it's up to Mexico to really go for it. They're in the final stages of it. The game, can they get 3 or 4? But looking at the 2 red cards, I think Sithole couldn't do much. About the cleverness of Gutierrez going across him and catching him. I think with Zwane, he's so disappointed. His reaction may be to get kind of blocked off by Alvarado and just can't raise your hands like that.
Hell is there? Yes. It's their first World Cup game with multiple red cards since Portugal beat the Netherlands in 2006 in the round of 16. Both teams had 2 players sent off that day. An iconic match in World Cup history. For all the wrong reasons, really.
Bro, 2 red cards, 2 yellows.
From Mexico's point of view, do you go and try and fill your boots in the remaining minutes just in case that goals scored come into it later on in the group? You never know.
Absolutely, when you have the 2 extra men, surely you can take a risk or 2 here because you just can't see South Africa laying a glove on them. So, yeah, send bodies up the pitch and try and get a 3rd and 4th.
Vega back here. Chavez gives it to Vasquez. Alvarez, Centurion, Mora, Chavez, Gallardo, plenty of space here. Mora had it. Had his name up in lights and he scored there.
See a clear man, bro.
Just flying in.
Una hold ball sana na lakini huwezi kupass kwa nyuma.
That's ball on, but push in the end there. A frustrated one of that from Bakazi.
I do feel for South Africa, they have been outplayed. 11 against 11. They were the dominant side, Mexico, but here's the referee's view of that red card. It's difficult to see when you're on the pitch close to it, because you're looking really through the players. You can't really clearly see the contact. That's why VAR said, have another look at it. I think the right decision was reached.
It was almost on the blind side of the referee as well.
Bodi kama iko na referee.
Uone pia hiyo kwenye nikali.
Naona inakaa kama ndiko PS.
Watching Pierluigi Collina will be happy with the process taken there.
Dakika zimekimbia. 27.
Mzuri kuna hydration.
Kuna dakika 6. Wanafanya ikuwe tu.
Well, it's a sad ending for Bruce, the 73-year-old. Takes a predecessor, Otto Rehhag, was the oldest ever coach in the World Cup. Germany's Rehhag, almost 71 years and 317 days old in 2010, but he'll have the record only for 7 hours because Czechia's Miroslav Kubek, also the same age, is 7 months older, and they played later against Korea. But Curaçao's Dick Advocat, the veteran coach at 78, beats them both in 3 days' time. Final minutes of play.
Wezi. Like unajua umebeba country mzima kwa.
Country gani?
Alafu kitu kingine ni hawa sio wanacheza na Czech next.
My only surprise so far is that we haven't seen a full Mexican wave go around the stadium. We see imitations of it all around the world, but that was one thing on my bucket list today.
I thought you were going to say, I'm surprised we've not seen a third and fourth Mexican goal, because I think that's the point for Javier Aguirre. That's the big miss, really, or the missed opportunity here, because you play with an extra man or 2 extra men for a fair chunk of time. I think winning 2-0, it's a game they're probably always going to win, but they probably should have won it by a bigger margin with the chances they've had.
Alvarez.
Wanacheza vizuri wakiwa less walikuwa wacheza wakiwa wote.
Polished did well. Alvarez on it again. Was caught late.
Mexico kuna
celebrations.
They're very fortunate, Mexico. They've got 2 excellent holding central midfielders in. Experience Edson Alvarez and Eric Lima, who started the game, was outstanding as well. And those players in that position are vitally important to the way that the game functions.
7 minutes of additional time on the way. Quite a unique stadium as well, given how relatively small the lower tier is here at Mexico City Stadium, before the second tier really takes over and goes up 5 or 6 levels. Certainly takes us Europeans a few minutes to catch our breath by the time we get to the top.
I notice you looked at me there.
Alvarez slides it down the side for Gonzalez. Montes. Vega. A free kick. He has been quite stern in some of those situations. A run here for Muriel, who was caught there, was he? It will be a yellow card for Montes. Running directly towards goal. Mexico pointing to the other end of the field.
Yeah, they feel that their teammate was fouled earlier. The referee didn't see it that way. The counter-attack was sprung. And...
Oh, it's a red card! Red card!
Yellow card.
Cesar Montes! And this really is turning into a game to remember.
Bro, 3 red cards in one
game.
game.
Again, the referee has clearly felt that by making this challenge again, it's denying a goal-scoring opportunity, and he has a point as well. He just takes Muriel out completely. He's not playing the ball, he's playing the man. And Muriel is in the penalty area. It is a goal-scoring opportunity. It's a good piece of refereeing.
You are talking about fractions with those kind of moments. And he'd taken the touch, he would have surely driven it across goal, like you say. As the defender came across, he was forced to touch it into a wider area. And it is now 9 versus 10. Just a pity we've only got a few minutes left.
Yeah, I think the problem for Montes, because his team are on the front foot, they all stepped up the pitch. When they lost the ball and the counter-attack was on, he had no defensive help until he was the last man.
Montes being told to leave the field at the nearest point here, not that he's willing to listen to the referee. Well, referee Wilton Sampaio only showed 6 red cards across his whole domestic season. But has had reason here today.
Yeah, of course, when you have red cards, you automatically think, well, has the referee kind of been too harsh? I don't feel he has. With the 3 of them, I can see why the players have been sent off.
The captain is the latest to head back down the tunnel.
Mexico.
Certainly it'll be interesting to hear from both coaches in the respective press conferences after this. First, this free kick here for South Africa. Bakazi in attendance. Teboho Mokoena looks the most likely. Oh, it's touched on Bakazi, but and they're quite lucky that Mexico weren't able to form a counter.
Why on earth are you overcomplicating at this stage of the game? Just get the ball into the box. You compare the 2 red cards in terms of Sithole and Montes, and they are very similar. They're denying goal-scoring opportunities.
Bwana, setpiece yao wamejaribu kuipanga lakini wapi?
Wana overcomplicate.
Gasia.
Amepeana pasi nyingine kubwa bana. Na ni touch tu. Ni place hiyo. Bwana.
Plenty of space on this field now. It might look huge, but it's FIFA regulation size. Apolis. Bakazi. It's been a game really of nearly moments for South Africa. They have had only 3 attempts compared to the 16 of Mexico throughout the 90 minutes and beyond.
16 attempts.
As opening games go, we've got plenty to talk about.
I'll do another stat. I can tell you in the whole of the 2022 FIFA World Cup there were just 4 red cards. 3 hit.
Nafeel ni kama unaona ukicheza PS rating yao players ni 90 alafu opponent wako anacheza na players wako 70 bro.
Here in the opening game. Over 100 games still to go.
But again, you look at the red cards here and they're not kind of light red cards, and lots of people will be saying and discussing them and saying it's really harsh on the players. I think all of them to me, look fairly obvious. So you can't criticise the officials, the referee. He's made the right calls. It's down to the players and what they do.
Bro, first game of the tournament, 3 red cards, 3 yellows,
Banajo.
2 goals.
Hata kikinanibu sana sana.
Woody out.
Hii game imekuwa tu Mexico.
Measured in by Mokoena.
Hata wana
Hata
like
away. At the back.
hata wase enough hawana like check. Hawana wase wameenda
Just over a minute to go of additional time. Mexico, I think it's fair to say, are going to have the 3 points on the opening afternoon of action. It hasn't come without cost. Of course, had made all their changes as well, so weren't able to definitively plug the gap. Here's Vega.
Siwamke bro, like
What they have done here, Mexico, is move Reyes into a
though hours wako na game. Sijui ni aje wachezi.
central defensive position. Played there actually in the second half of the season for Club America, so it's certainly an area that's not foreign to him. And
Wana ball
they have moved.
azipiti at 20.
Watu wamemaliza 5 consecutive passes.
Hapana.
Alvarado into a full-back position.
Yeah, having players with that versatility, wherever they play on the pitch, just to step in field or step up the pitch and comfortably play in another position, it's so valuable to coaches.
Full time.
2-0.
2-0 it might have finished, but that's only half the story. It is victory for the co-hosts on the opening day of the World Cup. But a game that contained more red cards than goals. Mexico off and running, 3 points that will take them a long way towards the knockout stage. Quiñones in the first half, Raul Jimenez midway through the second. It finishes here at Mexico City Stadium. Mexico 2, South Africa 0.
Naona huko Twitter bana, watu wanacook bana, watu bro. Kuna hiyo wanasema aje. Tena ya kangi. Heta Central hata wachelewi. Unacheki mse anaitwa Sidole.
Sidole.
Obviously wameongeza ka H hapo kwa bro our say.
But anyways, man, I feel like everyone expected this kwa sababu hadi go into this game, I don't think anyone was behind South Africa other than South Africans themselves.
Bana.
So yeah, final thoughts before to wrap up, and a big shout out to everyone when you stick around. We're gonna be doing this more often. Again, this is our first ever live stream request game. We're trying to hack this new World Cup. We're not gonna, say that to stream all games.
Yeah.
Most of them we will see to stream because again, hiyo masaa kidogo kuna venye
Tashwishi. Kuna venye tu.
Yeah, we're gonna try as much as possible to stream as many games as we can. So, a big thank you to everyone who has stuck around. Asanteni sana. Again, keep the conversation going. First game, final thoughts after you, manze. Tuanze na PK hapa. Let's come.
Game yenyewe iko na drama mingi. And
is this what you expected for the first
not
game?
really, imekuwa na kadi mingi. More than goals.
Yeah.
Alafu again South Africa kama watacheza hivi, then I don't see them going anywhere. Si kwa ati niko na mimi hate ama nini. But wajatuonesha kitu na wamekujia huku. Otherwise travel hiyo yote alafu kuja kwenda madoido huku.
Bro no.
Hizo discipline hawana. Alafu creativity pia hawana. Na watafuta gas.
Yeah.
Juu kama Mexico anacheza hivyo, Brazil timu hii inakimbiza ball hivyo wanaifunge. Lakini big up to Mexico wakiwa co-host. alafu wamemakinika hiyo design
bana
wameset the pace
buda hadi leo huyo ref ameset buda kupata
tatu
alafu plus mimi na feel like I'm make the right calls
alafu akona confidence na decision na make hakuna mambo mengi ati drama nini kwake.
So anyway, discipline wise nataka to go through take because I feel like that is the biggest talking point hapa. So 11 fouls, 2 yellow cards, 2 red cards for SA compared to 12 fouls, 1 yellow card, 1 red card for Mexico. So tunaona kidogo I don't think players wa SA wako confident enough hata kupress bro kupeleka ball mbele tunacheza na
a lot of tension.
Mimi hata naona ni kama walipuuza hii game wakasema tunacheza na Mexico
no wako training
ama wanadhani game zijaanza ama wako friends sijui.
Hey, Mr. Long, you stuck around for the whole game. Your thoughts, man, as we wrap up?
Hapana bro.
Hapana.
Hakuna.
It's happening.
Bana.
How about
bana.
About body.
Hadi playmaking hakukuwa na like highlights zao zinafaa zikuwe 1 minute. Hata 1 minute ni mingi juu.
Sasa wako ana highlights bro hata.
Sasa huyo editor wao atatoa wapi hizo?
How many shots on target? Bro, kuna kitu pekee ilisema hapa. There's no way team muna struggle at na set piece. As in, at least deliver uone umemake effort. So, any crazy manze.
Shots zimekuwa 2. Na moja ni off target. Na hiyo ni bro. The struggle is real, man.
Manze. So, yeah, anyways, for Mexico manze as a host nation, this is a start that we would really want. Because I feel like in a boost moral players sana. And pale kwa comment section tell us what you thought of this first game. Ndio. Anyways, I don't know, we can wrap it up at that. No, next game before tumalize Mr. Long. Tupe next game itakuwa nini na nini?
So next game tuko na South Korea, Czech Republic, Canada na Bosnia. Sasa kwa hizo games mbili ni game gani unaona itakuwa battle of the mids like
bro I feel like ile game yako worth watching hapo sana ni at least you are South Korea bro.
Utaki kuona
hata tu kuona Son anacheza
ni kama Son anaweza kuwa anacheza
anaweza kuwa lakini sijui kama anacheza
bro at least si nani anakwanga ni Japanese Mitomo ni Japanese Minte bado ni Japanese
Minte ni wa Africa
jamaa fulani hata wale okay no Mitoma sorry
Mitoma si ni wa huko
si wa South Korea na wa Japan whichever country is from but I'm watching at least those games but tunajua yenye mnangoza ya USA versus Paraguay.
USA bro mimi hata nataka hizi host nation at least Mexico imefanya hizi host nation
plus ucha Mexico pia qualify World Cup hivi so
like ni lazima
washaibeba I think at some point
washaibeba
na nikwambie kitu moja Mexico iko qualify walikuwa wameenda zitango playoffs ndio sasa mwende
lakini hizo host nation obviously mnapatiwa
sasa buda nakwambia ogopa
sasa tuone format venye itakuwa 48 countries 104 games China drama in the first game. I don't know what this hydration break is about personally. I don't like it bado si feel man
hizo ni 6 minutes
zina exaggerate sana
sindio anyways man bro
the one extra time enda dakika 7
North America has to be the weirdest place man like mbona wanakuwa na watu wengi metric system kidogo sijui kuna half time show nini but anyways we can wrap it up at that again Mexico manze you deserve it that win is well deserved and there to up a big shout out to Hadithi Studios for the space. See you on the next one.